to the next dimension.
Alright, so the next person I'd like to hear from is, let's say, Arctic Dropshot.
Okay, so the assassins they were put out, and for me, I feel like the only thing wrong with assassins is there's actually two things. One is the synapse, which I actually got right for once. I always say syntaps, but the synapse, it's kind of messed up. It's a kind of weird tactic that they could put in the game, and I really feel it was to leech to just pull money off of people. I don't know. That's just kind of when I saw it the first time, I could not believe it. But it's a good thing they haven't been reselling them yet, and I hope they don't. I hope they try and maybe just make it slow or something. But it's too much. But for the rest of the stuff, this is another problem. Nexon likes to go to extremes, and the other stuff was too bad to use. The explosive crossbow, yes, it was usable, but you didn't want to use it. So I don't know. Those are my problems with the new assassins.
Okay, so now we've heard a little bit about what we think about the new assassins and specialists. So now we're going to go into the actual weapons used. So now first we're going to go into the akimbo weapons, including the newly announced Orthus, in which some people have been lucky enough to get for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
The first person I want to hear from this. First person I want to hear from this is Keegan.
The Orthus, I personally never tried it, but I know it has like a 70 round capacity or something. But
Has anyone here had a chance to try it?
Yes,
No.
I've
Oh,
picked
yeah.
them up a game.
Oh, yeah.
never even picked it up or anything.
Yeah,
But
for 50 days.
from what I hear, it has a much lower spread than the Scorpions or the dual Scorpions. But the other thing I heard about it is that you cannot renew it, so I don't know how you would describe the Orthus as. It is a little OP, I guess, but it's not that game-changing. I mean, it still has some downsides, such as you can't really aim at it at medium range and all those slow reloads and all that.
So what I'd like to touch on is exactly what we think about these kind of weapons, including also don't forget about the Scorpions being implemented into the game. So the first person I want to hear from this is UCD, my bad.
On the Scorpions.
On any of the dual weapons. What do you think about their implementation?
I believe that the dual Scorpions has a purpose in combat arms. They have a purpose. Because the big fault of the dual Scorpions, I bought them permanent very recently. The very big downfall of the dual Scorpions, it has minigun-like recoil. It goes left to right, making it nearly unusable in medium range. The fast fire rate kind of adds onto this as well and makes it that is a purely short-range weapon. The Orthus, in the opposite way, it hasn't got this recoil. It just has the kind of bloom recoil that we're all used to. So with that, and the fact that the dual Scorpions and the Orthus share a very, very fast time to kill, I think the Orthus doesn't have a place in combat arms. It doesn't have a very big downfall like the dual Scorpions do.
So the next thing that I'd like to bring up, and for the first time I'd like to hear from Psycho for this one again, what do you think about the newly leaked, I guess you would call them default weapons, the AK-74Us, the Makarov pistols, and the new knives that were leaked a little while ago? What do you think?
To be honest, I haven't really researched on those too much. Larry told me about this a little bit earlier when the patch first came out about the new default weapons that you have just mentioned. So I would have to suggest that you move to someone else who is more knowledgeable on this topic, because personally speaking, I don't really know much about it. So
has anyone here particularly looked into this at all?
Yes, I know it. The 74 Us. The
Alright,
Makarov, the NR40, and all these leaked weapons. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna be the same. They look cool, that's for sure. But
so what do we think about them? Are they going to have the same stats as the basic AK-74?
they probably will.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.
But
But
that
how
means
will we
that
get
the
there?
74U will totally trump the M16.
So did we see any scopes on the weapons or silencers on them? Did we
Yes,
see that?
there's 8 cogs on the veteran and up, I think.
Oh, so just like the M16.
Elite and
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did we see about improvements in the pistols? Did we see any physical-looking improvements?
Nope. Makarov's an 8-round pistol. I'm not sure how it would perform. But that's all I know about that pistol.
my guess is that they
but-
might make the
Really quick, I just want to throw this in, guys. Will we just have our M16s and our regular American setup replaced by these, or how will it work?
Well,
No,
there's Combat Arms Russia that's coming out, so I'm not sure if it's going to be solely in that game, or are we going to have it as well? It's
Yeah,
something
like
to
your
think
sister
about.
took that screenshot. It does indeed already have it in their arsenal. If you look it
It
up,
is.
it is
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
it is
think I can.
coming, but we just have no clue like how it's gonna change the game or like.
So, well, I'm pretty sure okay, for my first opinion, I think it's going to give noobs a little bit better of a shot, and also you won't have to start the game with such crappy weapons. So honestly, I'm excited. But
Yeah.
anyway, who cares about the commentators' ideas? Let's go ahead and let's go on to the next topic here. Next thing I was thinking about, what do you guys think about the new weapons release? Pretty much since they started the SMG run, starting with the T2, including the Barapi, the Magpul, the FAMI, all those SMG runs that went through, all the way up to the KH2002 that just was released recently. What do you guys think about these weapons? Are they reruns of other weapons, or are they brand new and are they good for the game?
I'll take the first opinion because I didn't really
Go
talk
for it.
much on the last one. Um, because some of you guys know that I've bought every single NX standard weapon since like about a
Oh,
year and a half ago. So I do have a bit of a knowledge base on this. I feel that these weapons, you notice that combatants when this first started, that almost every weapon in the combatant's arsenal had a variant. Up to about 2 years ago, or some point, you saw that they were releasing variants of weapons. So that's why I'm doing my Exploring the Arsenal series. Like, it's focused on gun families that have variants. However, with these new NX releases, or these new NX standard releases, you're noticing that more and more of them do not have variants. In fact, most of them don't. Like the T2, the FMIAS, they have all the new NX standard submachine guns that you've seen so far. Either most or all of them don't have a variant. So this means that Nexon is definitely looking to kind of broaden the range of which the effectiveness of some machine guns or any weapon that they're trying to release. They're trying to broaden it. So I'm not going to agree that they're just trying to make rip-off guns, even though you can clearly see that they're ripping guns off other games. Modern Warfare 3. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
They're trying to make new weapons that will make NX users anyway have a lot like a greater kind of range of what they can do with their weapons. I kind of want to see that with the GP arsenal as well, but by no means are they just making rip-off weapons. That's not accurate at all. But anyway, that's my opinion. Someone else can take my spot.
Well, actually, I think we're going to head on to the next topic. You pretty much summed up everything right there.
Oh my
So the
god.
next two things I'm going to
Okay.
kind of combine into one. So I'd like the same person to answer both because they're not exactly huge. The first thing, and don't cut me off until I'm finished, what in-game events can Nexon possibly want to do next now that SBS is over for a second time, and will they continue it? And also, general thoughts about the pricing on the store items. And I realize this has been said a million times about it's overpriced or underpriced, but what do you think about that? Alex, take it away.
Pretty much my opinion on the event side of it. That Spider-Verse Scorpion is purely an event for Nexon to get more people to play the game. And people see events, people see prizes, they see that they can be part of the game and such they can get prizes, and so they play the game more. That's purely why I think Nexon put it in there, mainly on a monetary basis. That's what I think, because I think with Nexon as a company that wants to make money, less on a company that wants to really treat its customers right. That sounds a bit wrong in a way, but that's how all companies work. So I think Spider-Verse Scorpion was a success in that way, and we got some good prizes as well. We played some more, and I think it was good. The next way to go, I believe, is just kind of go in a different way. I've got absolutely no idea of what they can do, but I think next we'll
It's
play out
Nexon.
something good, and we'll play some more. But on the pricing of the weapons, I believe that the pricing of the weapons, Combat Arms being a free-to-play game, and it's the fact that majority of us, we have paid more than $60, which is an average price of a game. Nexon prices it just the same that it isn't too cheap, but it isn't too expensive. Like, when we think about it, $25 for a permanent, that is like a game. But for us players that we've been playing it for so long, we think it's just normal. So you can't say the
Yeah.
prices are wrong or right per se. It's all down to the person's perception.
Now, I actually have a question specifically aimed at UCD because I know you're from Australia. I actually spent some time in Australia, and I noticed that the NX is actually more expensive there than it is in the US. We actually spend $30, whereas you spend 33 for a card like that. Care to elaborate?
Pretty much that's exactly what pretty much you summed it up. When you go in stores, $30 is $33, but when you buy it online, it's actually cheaper. So because of the currency differences, I don't know why Nexon's done that, but yeah, that's just how they've done it. And I don't really buy my NX in store, but from all the currency and whatever, I go and.
Oh.